Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From our higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every day. Naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you with all your heart.
Shalom, shalom. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Welcome to another week of Naturally You. Happy to be here. Thankful to the Most High for letting us have this time together. Shalom, Sister Angela. Oh my goodness. Good to see you, sis. And Arapika, nice to see you and everyone else, of course. Welcome, welcome. Last week was quite interesting. We talked about nicotine and how the powers that be and the medical team, medical network that we are part of, by not by choice per se, has forgot to give us the panacea that the Most High gave us first, which is natural, and that is nicotine. A lot of the foods we eat, a lot of our cells have nicotine receptors, and that nicotine helps heal us. So I'm not saying smoke it because we don't do that, but there's healing qualities. Remember, it came from the soil, it came from a plant. And that plant has some good qualities that has been hidden from us. And if you look at the word panacea, you'll remember and you recall that panacea means a cure-all for everything. And there's so many things. If you looked in the presentation from last week that we covered, there's so many things that it covers that we're missing out on. Not because we don't know, because nobody told us or shared it with us. And here at Naturally You, my goal is to just share with you information that I've gleaned over the years and continue to grow. I like to be that sponge and soak it all up. And as I soak it up, I just spread the love all over. Okay? All right. Well, again, thank you all, and all praises to the Most High for another week to come and share His natural healing foods, His healing modalities, and we can grow together, learn and relearn together. And if you're just curious about what we're doing here, we're just doing nature and in its most organic form. As you notice, I don't wear a ton of makeup and the nails and all that stuff. And It's not that I don't do that. It's just that for my brand or what we're trying to do here, we want to show what nature gives us organically first, because the society shows us all of the things that can the marketing can make money off of. That's not really for our good, according to the Most High. And you know that we uh, we focus on what He gives us out of here. He's where we dwell, and our goal is to follow what He left us. And we do that from the Bible, which is basic instruction before leaving Earth. And we're still here, so we're still learning and growing, right? All right. Tonight, we are going to talk about the enemy and what he's done, what he's taken from us. And he's caused us a lot of inflammation. But today we're going to focus on mastering your inflammation. We want to master your inflammation like a boss, okay? So for us to do that, we need to stop and think about it. And I want you to get the understanding here that what's going on is Satan, or Lucifer, Satan, the devil, LSD, he chose to imitate, because he cannot create. He would like to create. His form of creating is what we are seeing here on earth. And I want that to sink in, all right? Because the root cause of all of our disease is are what he has imitated for us. And with psychology, marketing, and all the technology, and making us feel by showing us shows on television that shows us what other people, how it used to be back in the day. And then he makes us show, then he comes in with something new and shows us like, oh, this is something new we can look forward to. I mean, an example is, remember we used to watch the Waltons and Little House on the Prairie and all that? It was in black and white. They knew they had color, but they waited, they indoctrinated us and made us think we were missing out on something. And then they came up with color TV. And then we had that color TV, and we all sat in front of that certain days of the week and we watched it. And then progressively, they came out with new things. And guess what? He's done the same thing with our food supply. The Most High gave us the herbs of the field, the fruit trees, and the animals that He gave us the law, the dietary laws in Leviticus 11, right? And what society has done, the Most High gave us His, but Satan gave us his. And guess what form it is? It's called a grocery store. It's called a convenience store. It's called fast food. It's called processed, ultra processed, and full of toxins and chemicals disguised as marketing, where, oh, that's so good for you. And they have the best pictures portrayed on TV, where we can see everything so nice and clear. And we go, oh, we need to go there. We need to go there. And then he tells us, oh, here are some of the regular stores. And then for the rich, there's some other stores. So he gives us this mentality of we want to get to the east side. Remember the Jeffersons? We moving on up to the east side. Look at the psychology. Any of you following me with this? Or am I just dating myself? Let me know in the chat, please. Anybody recall all this? Because he has done a great job. Because, we've been duped. He's the creator of all pharmakia. And the funny thing is, the medical team has this snake on his logo, right? And Do we not have that still in the food supply? We have the FDA, Food and Death Administration. Yeah, they're here to kill us, but they make us think that, oh, they're here to protect your rights, right? Lies, 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 and more lies. So we have all these gourmet foods. I mean, the list goes on. And then we find out there are toxins in it. We have sprays for under our armpits to use from a metal can with toxins, aluminum, giving us our skin, our largest organ, giving us what? Dis-ease. Giving us dis-ease. So tonight, we are going to dive into something, and I believe, KK, we talked about this before, about the lymphatic system. And we're going to go deeper into that because when I look at the healthcare system, how many of you have gone to the white coats or a doctor and they talk to you about your lymphatic system? Anyone? Anyone raise your hand? Has anyone gone to the doctor and he talked to you about your lymphatic system and how important it is for you? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. So we want to understand how wonderfully we've been made. Ahaya took you know how many days it took to create this place? And one day, I mean, for us, it's like 1,000 years for him. 6 days. Yes, Esteline, sis, never. They don't talk to you about that. So tonight we're going to explore that. And you may wonder, why is she dressed like this? No, I'm not trying to show my skin. But this is going to be an interactive session tonight. We're going to show you how to clear your the lymph drainage. And we have 7 points that's going to help us master it. But before we get to the exercise, I want to show you what we have, what we have uh, in this wonderful body that the Most High gave us. What's the word I want? His beautiful creation that He gave us. That a lot of us, we just don't even think about it, but we really need to understand how wonderfully we are made. I hope by the end of tonight you'll understand how excited I get and why I get so excited about how we are made, but more importantly, how we are made and how we can operate without the diseases that society is going to give us so they can make money off of, but more in line with what He had in mind for us. And why, as we look back in history, our grandparents, foreparents, and all that, our ancestors didn't have all these issues. And here is why. This is exactly why they did not. All right, so let's get started. Okay, let's see. I know that many of us, we run to the doctor because we were told, oh, they gave us insurance. I forgot to mention that. They gave us insurance just to ensure that you get everything taken care of. While every night when you watch in television, they show you all these drugs and they have the music playing in the background and the people are jumping and smiling and everything is perfect. And then they tell you in small print that it could cause death. We don't want that. Not for the Most High's children. Shalom, Sister Shannon. Good to see you. All right. So not only are they causing ill on our bodies, our skin, our largest organ, that we need to love the skin we're in, by the way. If you don't love your skin, you're doing yourself an injustice. And take a look at your skin because your body speaks. It tells us what's going on. I can tell you all over my body, and I mean, there's no shame in my game at this point. I mean, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? I'm trying to get to a kingdom. So if I share with you or put all my dirty laundry out, so be it. Are you going to hold it against me? And if you do, oh well, that's on you, okay? Now, We are in a state of sickness, right? Which is called inflammation. Inflammation is the precursor to all disease. And we are going to take a look at our body, how we are made. We want to discuss what is inflammation. I mean, what is it? What is it doing for us? All right. So let's look at inflammation and what it is. This will be, yes. Can you make that bigger for us? And please, anybody who's looking at you have questions, please snap a picture of the slide. That might help you. So we have deep inflammation, all right, which is the cardiovascular system. And you all know that we have like 11 systems in our body. All of them work together in harmony, right? But typically, most of our illnesses come from what we put in our mouth, okay? Shalom, Sister Maria. And what we put in our mouth causes a lot of our issues. However, we forget to think about that when we think we're sick. We never think about, oh, what I ate and what I did and all that. We just think that, oh my gosh, I'm sick. Let me run to the doctor. All right, so deep inflammation typically affecting our cardiovascular system, heart attacks, number one, right? Our small intestines, which is what? That gut, our digestive, which we have a lot of issues. Remember, the gut is the second brain. Then our nervous system, we've got anxiety, we're scared, we have issues, we've got mental illness, all that because of our nervous system. And then we have this wonderful thing that has soft tissue on it all over in our head, and it's called the brain. And the thing about this brain, we've been taught by society that we need to have a low fat diet, and that low fat shrinks our brain. And therefore, we have issues thinking, brain fog, we have mental illness, all of this. So the deep inflammation starts there at the top with those four areas, all right? I want you to think about that. And then we need to look at diseases caused by what? The environment and that microbiome dysfunction we have in the gut. We have the diseases that inflammation, which cancer. And when we think about inflammation, family, I want you to think about parasites because these are pathogens that are lab created and given to us, whether it's at birth with our vaccine schedule or it is by the foods we eat. I mean, they tell us everything is gourmet and we have to try it, right? Some of us did not grow up like I did without those things because we never ate it. And you may not have been privy to that until later on in life. So everybody has their journey, right? Now, the diseases that are caused by this inflammation is, of course, the big C, a favorite for our community, type 2 diabetes, which they give us these diseases now, bowel diseases, Alzheimer's, asthma, arthritis, and metabolic syndrome. So let's dive into that a little bit. The big C, typically it's from what? They tell us it's hereditary. That's a lie because everybody's mouth is an individual choice, what we put into our mouth, right? That's an individual choice. So we can't blame it on hereditary. But what we can do is understand that our body and our lymphatic system, again, there's 11. We're going to focus on the 5. And this congestion that we may see in our lymphatic system, which the doctors don't talk to you about, it stems from a variety of physical, emotional, and environmental factors that we don't think are common causes, but they are. And what we want to understand is how this works and what we need to do, because it's the Most High gave us a choice, right? But the enemy doesn't give us a choice. He wants us to do his way or no way. And he's going to do everything in his power to get us. Everything. That means that he is going to make sure he makes it pretty. He wraps it up in a nice bow, and he studies you and wonders, well, how's the best way to get her involved? How can I get her interested? It's like, remember that song, it's a nursery rhyme. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Yeah, he wants to engage you, right? And so he's done a great job engaging us. So let us not forget, it's physical, it's emotional, and it's also environmental. And a lot of that environmental, family, it's because we want to keep up with the Joneses. Remember, moving on up, the Jeffersons to the east side, we went from our humble beginnings, and then we went a little higher up and going higher up and higher up. That's what he's giving. So we want to get past that and look at what the Most High gave us and use our brain in the right way to understand, hey, how does this fit into me and my life? Okay. The lymphatic system is a complex branching network of vessels, nodes, and organs. It's often elusive in everyday health conversations, like I said, yet it plays a central role, and I'm saying a central critical role in maintaining our immune function, our fluid balance, and our toxin removal. Unlike the cardiovascular system, which is our heart, which is propelled by the heart pumps the blood, which is part of that system, right? The lymphatic relies almost exclusively on our choice, voluntary or involuntary. It's up to us. It depends on our breath and our subtle physical manipulations to keep our lymph fluid flowing. Well, how do we do that? Well, we exercise. Or some of us, we sit at a desk and we hunch over the desk, our shoulders slump, and that's called inactive, right? We want to look at the activity because that lymph has to move. It is critical. When this flow is compromised, you have a cascade, a cascade of symptoms, from mild puffiness and fatigue to chronic swelling. We have a picture of all the different types of swelling we have. We have recurrent infections and even metabolic or autoimmune issues. And that's the big thing these days, autoimmune issues. Now, today, if you look at the 5 signs of inflammation, typically it's going to be a pain, or there's heat in the body, and there's redness, and then of course there's swelling, and then of course loss of function. You can't even use it anymore. And then they want to do surgery, and that surgery comes with a whole other host of complications. Now, there are some methods we can use to actually move our lymph. We're going to talk about that later on. What I really want to look at now is our anatomy and how it functions, okay? So the lymphatic system consists of the lymphatic vessels, the nodes, and these nodes, about 600 of them in our body, okay? And it's such as like the spleen, the thymus, and the tonsils. That helps make up the lymphatic system, right? And the lymph is a clear, watery fluid containing immune cells, proteins. There's the cytokine proteins and waste products. Its functions include our fluid balance, its returning excess interstitial fluid to the bloodstream to prevent tissue swelling, which we call edema. And then we have an immune defense, which it filters out pathogens, antigens, and foreign particles through our lymph nodes where our immune cells are activated. Then we have detoxification, which is transporting that waste and those toxins and those metabolic byproducts that need to be removed from our bodies. And the Most High gave us certain herbs and things in nature to help us with this process. But again, we need to understand this system and why it's so important. So the anatomy, physiology, and the function we need to know. And then there's this absorption. Taking the absorption is taking up the dietary fats from the foods we eat. We have fat soluble vitamins from the digestive tract that has to be taken up into our system as well. But unlike the veins and the arteries, we have the lymphatic vessels do not have a central pump like the heart does. So the lymph movement depends on us. And if you look at the diagram on the screen there, those are all in your body. And we've got our skin on. This is the casing. The skeletal system holds everything in place, nice and pretty, right? And our melanin gives us our nice skin tone. And then if we're eating and doing everything right, we've got a glow or no glow. But, we're together. We're together. But in here, look at all of that. Look at all of that that's going on under our skin. And if we're not exercising and moving it and understanding how to move it, we are doing ourselves an injustice because we are not operating optimally. And I don't know about you, optimal health is my goal every day, period. Dot. That's it. That's my goal. I cannot imagine waking up every day in pain. I don't know what that feels like. I don't want to know what that feels like. So, lymph movement depends on our skeletal muscle contractions, which is exercise and movement, right? As well as pulsation of the nearby arteries, which is in our heart, of course, around the heart. Then we have the external compression, which many of us, we don't think about that, but that could be manual or garment based. The clothes we put on, a lot of that affects how we feel, and we don't make that connection. And then our body positioning. And of course, there's gravity. I like to do anti gravity, but a lot of us, that body positioning, like I said, how we stand straight, how we move, if we are limping, if we are hunching, or if we just don't get up enough. All of this, in fact, impacts us. Then we have the lymphatic system, which slows down. And when it slows down, you may see some swelling or puffiness on your face, your limbs, your abdomen. And that abdomen area, ooh, that's one of my struggles. And I'll show you later, but ooh, we don't want to talk about it. And if I see you in person, do not bring it up, okay? All right, then we have congestion, heaviness, pain. Excuse me, poor wound healing. Now, again, they don't tell us if your wounds aren't healing, we got to look at what we're putting in our body. All right. This stagnation is often due to chronic inactivity, surgery, stress, dehydration, toxin exposure, or trauma. But it can be improved. That's the one thing I love about our body. We can abuse it for years, and then in 6 months, it could turn over a new leaf. 6 months. What a rate of your a rate of return on your investment with that. Years, 20, 30 years, and then 6 months, we can change it miraculously. Like we don't even recognize who we are anymore. It can happen. So how can we do that? And let's look at the slides because I'm going ahead of my slides and I want you all to understand the slides. So let's look at the slides. we want to look at the lymph and understand, okay, the types of inflammation. There's acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. And remember, inflammation is the precursor to all disease. You can have tonsillitis. When we're young, they like to pull out the tonsils, but the tonsils are a gateway that actually prevents us, lets us know there's something invading our body that we don't like. And when they take it out, it's doing us a disservice. Joint pain, that's a sign of inflammation. Bowel inflammation, another sign. Headaches and body pain. And when we go look at these other pictures here, I want you to the look at where these lymph nodes are, because we don't see it because of our skin. Uh, Now let's look at how inflammation affects the body, the brain, the skin. And please take a picture of this and study it. Go look in the mirror and press into areas that you feel are of some, you feel that has some issue. And if you feel any pain, that means the blood isn't flowing. So you want to address that and write it down and let's talk about it. You've got the brain, you've got the skin, the cardiovascular, the kidneys. Oh my gosh, the kidneys are so important to this whole puzzle. The bones, our liver, the thyroid, our lungs, our GI tract, that's gastrointestinal tract. That is another critical one. And then again, our muscle. All of these, inflammation affects that, and it shows up as a dis-ease. And then here I want to show, even as a little child, all of this is already in us. These parts of our body, okay? Today we're going to focus on the tonsillar, which is here at the joint, okay? We also have the occipital, which is back here. And those are parts that's going to be very important in our lymphatic drainage. Of course, we have the supraclavicle, which is right in here, but we're going to talk about that later on. This is our sternum. But in this area here is where we have our termini, where our lymph drains. All the lymph for the whole body, hands and feet, all of it drains here. And we have to make sure that pathway is open so that we are not causing inflammation within our body. All right. Then let's go on to the next one. Oh, and for this one here, ladies, look where it says the mammary lymph vessels in the female. All right. So in our breasts, no matter what size your breasts are, we still have these glands, these lymphatic nodes going throughout there. So it's important when you feel in a lump or anything, you've got to make sure you're moving that lymph. Get there first. If you have cysts on your body anywhere, you've got to look at where your lymph, how it's moving. There's stagnation somewhere. And I mean, it's a lot to cover. Over 600 nodes in there. Who knew? Who knew? But we've got to get in there and understand what it is. All right. Now, the lymphatic system here, we have the left and the right side, right? And would you believe the left side is carries more than the right side. So let me make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, so the lymphatic fluid on the right side of our body is like 2 soda cans daily. It should be. All right, daily. It should be two cans. But on the left side, it's about a gallon. All right, 1 gallon. Now, why would that be? Well, let's look at the left side. We have the heart, well, it's kind of in the middle, but we've got the spleen, we have the stomach, we have the intestines that lean to that side, and then we have the excretory system. So there's a lot of heavy load on the left side, whereas on the right, not so much. And you see on the left, there's a male, there's a female, and a male. And look at the differences. We all have the same parts. It's just we're made differently, of course, with our organs, our sexual organs, reproductive organs. All right. Then let's go to the next one. And then here, this is just in our face. This is just on the side of the face. Okay. All of these on the neck, and we do the lymphatic drainage a lot of times when we have asthma or when we have sinus issues. We never think about massaging these areas, and if we just massage them gently, no pressure, just a nice gentle massage with these two fingers, it helps move it. And if you can move that all the way down to here, where the termini, which is the terminal, here is the part where we actually release all of that fluid. And I'm going to do an exercise and show you, and this is going to be interactive, and I need you all to participate in this, because a lot of us don't exercise because we think we don't have time. But if you're watching TV or television, you've got time. If you're laying in bed and you're just winding down, you can do it. You've got time. We have to make time for us, because if we don't take care of our body, where are we going to live? Where will we live if we don't take care of our body? So let's move on. I'm running out of time as usual. All right. So here you have the facial nodes here, all in here. And all of these, they can be massaged. Make sure your hands are clean, because we don't want our skin breaking out. But think about it. All right, let's move on. Then this was amazing. This slide on the next slide was amazing to me, because we know there's stuff going on, but look at these nodes, all of that going on there, and the thyroid and the ear. As a child, you see children getting ear infections. Parents, you just need to know how to move their lymph. If you knew how to move their lymph, they wouldn't have these issues. This is one of the most important shows, I believe, for us as far as our healing and the preventive side, because we don't want to be reactive. We want to prevent disease. And look at all of these nodes in our chest, all our lungs, and for us women, our breasts, all of that we don't think of. And then, a lot of us, we get headaches right here. Look at the one on the forehead. Right there, a lot of times we get pressure there. And if we just knew that we can just massage that away, or if we could look at our neck and see how stagnant we are or puffy we are, then we would know that, hey, it's time for me to move my lymph. And then we'll go to the next slide, because the next one, this one, yes. This one was the one I was like, OMG. Because look at that. Around our eyebrows, we've got lymph. We have all of our hair. And why we don't massage that scalp every day, I don't know. But look what it's showing us. Our cheeks, under our eyes here. And look, I've got my puffy hair I'm working on. And that's a whole other story. But we have to start somewhere. Our chin, all around the mouth, all of that. Those are lymph nodes that need attention. And that attention has to come from us. We can't go to a white coat and say, oh, I need you to move my lymph. He'd be like, excuse me? You paid a copay to come see me to get a diagnosis, and this is my diagnosis. What's wrong? And then he leaves the room and he goes typing into the computer and comes back with a prescription. And you know what? Satan says, yes, I got him. Yes. Every prescription, he's like, yeah, I got him. Because That's what he's doing. The Most High gave us the herbs, but we're going to him. And so he gets us, and we walk out and we just don't even look it up as to what the side effects are or the desired effects are. We just go and fill that prescription and go on our merry way because, again, we have been systematically taught how to do this. And we have to relearn or unlearn what we've been taught. So now let us go into, let's see what's next. My next slide is, now this is interesting. This is a swollen lymph node here, the tonsillar. And this is right here. If you open your mouth, and put your fingers on the side of your jaw and open your you can feel the bone where it opens there, then come right down there. That's the tonsillar. And that is where we don't massage, but where we need to massage so that we won't have many of these issues that we're having. Then, let's see. If we don't look at the impact on our body, we won't understand what's going on. If we're exercising that up and down vertical motion, if we use a rebounder per se, right, which is exercising mechanism that moves every cell in the body is massaged when you rebound. That's up and down. You see the children jumping up and down on a rebounder, a big old rebounder outside. But we have our little ones we can do in the house. And 3 minutes, start off with a minute because we've got to, it works with our breathing as well, right? And there's a bar for those of us who are not quite steady yet. There's a bar you can use, okay? And you just bounce, you're bouncing. And there's videos that come with it to show you other exercises you can do on it. But 20 minutes of that is like an hour and a half in the gym. And for those of you that gym membership, if that's pinching you a bit, this could be is like $99 and or maybe $120 now, but it's worth it. And you will get everything you need. Every cell will be moved. The lymph will move, your cells are massaged, and your blood circulation is good and all. But it enhances lymphatic drainage and it increases your muscle contractions as well as reduces joint impact compared to your traditional exercises in the gym. You lifting all that weight, you only jump in here against your own weight, and that's it. And if you can't move your own weight, then you're probably stationary, and that may be a cause of a lot of the issues. But if you were to use this, it increases your immune cell circulation and reduces your tissues inflammation. And that is what we want. Now, let's see. There's another thing called dry brushing. That's something that we can do. Shalom, Sister Nina and Sister Dawn. So it's dry brushing. Again, dry brushing is just taking a brush and using it to move the lymph on your body. It's nice to have it if you have a window open so you can feel the air on your skin. But just moving that and exercising that body in a way that just keeps you preventative instead of reactive will go it goes a long way to keeping you disease free. And then we also have with the dry brushing, you typically do that before you get in the shower. And then after the shower, you dry that skin off and you'll feel so good. Your skin will be nice and toned. Not toned, but it has nice color because the circulation, you've moved the circulation. Excellent for us. Of course, we also have the stretches you can do exercising. A lot of people back in the they call it yoga. We don't subscribe to yoga, but just stretching helps move your lymph as well. We have neck rotations you can do. You have shoulder shrugs you can do. Hip abductions you can do. And just moving the torso, the squats, all that. Just movement helps. Walking up and down steps helps. Now, this here, what you're seeing is by Life Pro. It's a why did this just leave my brain? I have one. It's a plate, a vibration plate. And if you look at it, you see three different textures on there. The one on the outside is like if you were running, and one is like if you were walking. And I forget what the other one is. But you have programmed movement that again moves the lymph. I do it sometimes in the morning, I do it at night. It's like I think mine was $100, and it's the best investment because I'm getting my circulation back. I'm getting my circulation back. I'm moving my lymph, and my body is responding to it. I'm feeling the difference in my lymphatic drainage. And then we also have reflexology, which I've been toting since day one when we talked about death begins in the feet. Reflexology is applied specific pressure and massage to zones on the feet, the hands, the ears sometimes, and all over the body actually. But it corresponds to the organs, the glands, and the systems across the body. And we gave you the face mapping and then also the feet mapping of what corresponds to the organs in your body. If you have pain in your chest, go to your feet and look at the part that corresponds to the heart and massage that area. And we always use our best, most important oil ever on the planet of the earth is our hexane-free castor oil. This goes deep because of the linserinic acid in here, and it will drive it in. And you can take other essential oils. I'm a big believer in essential oils, and using those, putting it on first, and then driving it in with the castor oil on top will show you great improvement in the body. And if you look at that, so small intestines, and I showed you the picture of the lymph nodes, and we showed on the head where the headaches usually happen. Yeah, that's typically the bladder, the small intestine, that area. Just massaging that, and if you have a big belly of any kind, it's inflammation. Now, I have this one friend, she goes, I'm not fat, I'm just fluffy. Well, she's inflamed, and she's right. She's not fat, she's inflamed. And our body shows us what's going on. It definitely shows us what's going on. So we just need to understand, hey, I just need to do better. And I don't want to beat a dead horse because I'm a prime example. I've been on this journey forever, and I'll always be until I'm 6 feet under. I will be, because I appreciate the love the Most High put into making me, and I have to do my part. We all have to do our part. But the reflexology is just the webbing between the big toe and the second toe, corresponds to our lymph node clusters and drainage in the chest and armpit. And it stimulates our upper and central lymphatic drainage, just the toes. And then we have the heel and the ankle and the side of the foot. All of that. The heel is the sciatica. The ankle area is our reproductive organs, ladies. So if you press into any of that, if you press into any of those areas on your ankle and you feel pain, reproductive, move that lymph, move that lymph. Because we a lot of our own problem because we don't know. And I'm hoping we will get the information out. I am running out of time because I want to do the exercise to show you all how to do this. But I guess there's also the bath. You can do a hydrotherapy bath, which is good. It helps reduce the swelling. It's with cold and hot. And, it's really good for us to have cold showers, but we've been indoctrinated that we need a hot shower. It's not the best thing for us because the cold creates a pumping action that moves our blood, but also it propels our lymph fluid through our lymphatic system. So it's best if we start off warm and then we end the shower as cool as possible, and you're doing yourself a better service with that. We also have deep breathing is very important. That's one of the items we're going to talk about again because we've been taught to from the mouth, but we need to be breathing from our belly. And if we do that correctly, that will help. Now, these are an overview of the lymphatic stimulation methods. Snap a picture of this. You can rebound, you can dry brush, you can stretch, reflexology, the hydrotherapy, the deep breathing, and there's the compression therapy. For a lot of people with edema, you've got the socks and other devices you can use for that. Then we have the massage. And you know what? We don't touch ourselves enough. We touch other people or things, but we need to start loving the skin we're in. Touch and feel our body and feel, are you okay? Michael Jackson said, Annie, are you okay, Annie? We need to say, am I okay? What am I feeling? Are we feeling anything? Or what am I seeing? Those things need to be addressed. We need to do that. And if we just do that, I believe we're going to be in a greater state. Now, I want to take my 9 minutes left, and I'm going to show you quickly. There are seven points that I want to show you on your body. I found this wonderful doctor. Her name is Dr. Caitlin Shizlowski. She's a drainage and detox specialist. And, since the lymphatic system is our sewage in our body that our white coats don't tell us about, I don't know anyone who really focuses on that. They tell us when we're sick, go to get to the doctor and get a treatment, but they don't tell us what we can do at home for ourselves. So it's critical. I mean, rebounding is 20 minutes. It's like an hour and a half in the gym. It even massages the muscles behind your eyes, and we have that. Everything, the Most High made us so perfectly. It's so exciting. He made it so perfectly. And we just have to understand what a gift he gave us. He truly gave us. And let's get to the exercise. And I want you all to join in with me. Too bad we don't have a breakout room as in Zoom for me to see you all. But let's start with these areas. And then I want to make sure I don't want us to lose the sight of there's nutrition and supplements for lymphatic flow. There are teas, there are herbs. And I definitely want you all, we have a list we'll put up on the screen. Snap a picture. The five important organs that correspond to the lymphatic system. It's our kidneys, our liver, we have our gut area as well. And we want to make sure we addressing the adrenal glands, the endocrine glands, and the kidneys, the lymphatic. And actually, the lymphatic is part of the endocrine system too. But look at those herbs. And for the bowels, You have all those for that category. These are the best of the best. Okay. Now, I'm not saying, the Most High didn't make it where you can't use one and it's going to help with the other. But an example, if you look at the kidneys, which filters all of that junk that the lymph brought out, right? It's got to come out. It's got to flow through the kidneys. We've got stinging nettle leaf, and there's a nettle seed, and there's the nettle leaf. They do two different things. So my example here, if you had a nettle seed tincture, look at all of the things that it does. Nourishes, it's a nourishing food. It's like a whole food, actually. It builds bone. How many of us have bone issue? Hair, nails, blood building. If you have asthma or hay fever, the allergies, kidney stones, gout, all of that it covers. All of that. So it makes sense that we take a look at the herbs because he gave us those herbs for our healing. Okay. Now, I want to show you, and again, here is the termini. Now, I'm looking at you, right? This is the termini here. Now, how do you know if you've identified the termini? We want to, if you can, do this. And you see, there's like the sternum is here. This is the neck bone, right? Your sternum, right here, this bone. If you go like this and down in here, if it's puffy in here, this is the stagnation you have, all this. Now, I notice for me, my left side is flatter than my right side. And that makes sense. Am I doing it backwards? Okay. And so if you look at your ears and come down, if you were to look in the mirror, just come down vertically. Okay. And in this area here, if you do that, it comes like, if it's like a V right there. You're going to take your ring finger and your index finger, and we're just going to do very lightly these two, right? You're going to just find that and just press pump. You can pump from 10 to 50. You just want to pump, or you can do circles just like this while you're watching TV, while you're talking to somebody. Just massage that area. And this is the termini. This is the terminal where all of your lymph fluid, whether it's your hand, your head, your toes, your feet, all of it has to come up here to drain. This is the terminal. If you're on a bus and you're going back to the terminal, you're going back to where it all begins and ends, right here. And this is your termini. Okay? So we have the termini. And then from the termini, you're just going to do for the count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No pressure. We don't want to do pressure, because if you start doing too much, if you're doing the pressure, it's not going to release it, and we want to release it. Okay? So we're just going to do those two. Just gently there. Massage that area. Again, get that V look in here. You've got it's like a V in here. It's the apex right in there is where you're going to do the massaging. All right, then we're going to go to the tonsillar. Now, the tonsillar is, again, the jawline. If you open your jaw, and you feel where the jawbone right here, see, right there, we're going to massage that. Again, these two fingers, gently massage, massage, massage for the count of 10 to 50, 20. If you have a lot of congestion, you feel a lot of puffiness here, you need to do more drainage. So just work on it more. Then we have the apical, and that is the node that we have here, right here in our chest. Okay, so if you look right here, you're just going to massage gently right there. Massage, and you can do this while you're watching TV, whatever. Just massage it. And this is congestion and stagnation sits here. So, and if you have a lot of puffiness here in your body, If you have puffiness here, you know you've got stagnation. Then we're going to go to the armpit. Now raise your armpit and taking these two fingers, right? These two, you're just going to grip in the armpit, right? And then you have these on the outside, and you're just going to move it up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all you're doing. You're moving that lymph. You're moving it. You're just kind of holding it. Now you may think that that corresponds to what we just did with the apical, but it's different. This is further in. The apical is here, but this is right here with the from the under the armpit. And then we have the cistern. Oh gosh, this is cisternus chili. I'm saying that wrong. All right. So this is, here's your breastbone, right? And you're going to take your hand, you put your thumb up here, and then this pinky is going to be in your navel, right? In your navel. And then you're going to take this other hand, these two fingers again, and in the middle of that, you're going to come up. You'll feel that here, it's right above your navel. And you just come up and you're going to pump. Just pump gently, gently. And if this is a big area and it's full, you've got to move that lymph. So do this like 3, 4, 5 times a day. Just doing that movement here will help tremendously, moving that lymph. And then we've got to go down to the groin. And the groin area, you go from your hips, okay? You've got the hips. Identify where your hip is, and then and remember, feel, touch, feel. If you have cyst or anything there, you know you've got some stagnation and that needs to move. So what we're doing, we're using these fingers again. Well, you can use all 4, I guess. And you're just doing small little lifts. 1, 2, 3. You're going to come up. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. You're going into your groin area. And if you have any issues there, you feel any pain, you know you've got stagnation. And men, this applies to you too. It's not just for the women. All these areas, according to that diagram we saw, you men have the same areas for the lymph. Then lastly, we're going to go to the knee. And we're going to take these fingers, right? The same two. We're going to put the thumb on the top, okay? And these two are going to be in here, and you're going to relax that and just pump up. That's all you're doing. That gentle movement. No pressure, just lightly. We just want to move that lymph. It's that simple, folks. It's that simple. If we can just do this, do it every day. And you do it because we have 2 legs, you're going to do it on each side, right? Same thing. And, if they just had a class at the gym for this, we wouldn't have any issue because we would know how to move this daily. And you know how you feel, oh, am I at 9 o'clock already? Yes, I'm over. Oh boy. Anyway, but you are your own masseuse. You can do this. We can all do this. It's that simple, but it's just knowing what to do and where to do it. Now, I will put a link to the doctor's name, and she is excellent when she describes how to do it all, and she explains everything in detail. Again, here on your shoulders, if you have this area here where your termini is, and it's puffy, I can tell this side is flatter than this side. This side is puffy. So I know I need to work on here. And again, I know that because I know I have gut issues. So those gut issues are showing up on my body, and our body speaks. So it's important that we start listening, tune into what it's telling us, and understand that the Most High made us wonderfully. But the enemy, he's subtle. So he's not going to show us anything that's going to help us. He's going to show us everything that's going to keep us sick and diabetic and heart disease and cancer and prostate issues. And, they want to take out our they want to take out other parts of all the parts of our body, the spleen. They want to take out the kidneys. They want to take out the gallbladder. Everything works together. The Most High made us, and He said it was good. And I, for one, I believe Him. So with that, I hope I did a good job explaining this to you all. I could have gone in much more detail, but time is of the essence, and I know everyone has to work tomorrow. So with that, I am going to send you all much love and prayers. Feast of Trumpets is coming up. We have the play this weekend in North Carolina. I wish everyone well in that who's going to be there. This is the first one I'm going to miss. I'm kind of sad, but life happens, right? And if you have any questions, you've got my email, send an email. And don't forget about that nicotine and how that can help you all. Because again, we can get the leaves and we can do the foot bath. We can make our tinctures and you can get the patch. And I have the patch. Oh, I forgot one more thing. Did I show you all 5? I think I missed the neck. And there's one on the neck where we are going to put our fingers like this, and just when we go down, it's like this. When we go down, we massage in. But everything you do, you're going to start with the opening it up. Although this is open at all times, but however, we still need to move it, right? So we have here first, then we're going to do the jaw, then the ears, and then we are doing the armpits. 1, 2, 3. Then the cistern, that's the belly button right above the belly, and then we're doing the groin and the knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 7. So those are the 7 points. Hope that helps, and do a replay tomorrow if you can, and de-stress your life, please, because that inflammation, it's killing us, and we want to live because we were born to live forever. And then that little thing called an apple and a bite happened, and this is our result. With that, shalom, my lovelies. Until next week. May the Most High bless and keep you until we meet again. Shalom. Mwah. Heart to heart. Heart to heart.
The Faith of Job. Come and experience this intense and heartfelt biblical history. See the stunning story of Job brought to the stage. Immerse yourself with the experience of the man who lost everything: wealth, health, family, and his elite status, all swept away in the blink of an eye. A gripping and engaging story of doubt, grief, sickness, and depression. The Faith of Job is a gut-wrenching, thought-provoking, inspiring musical odyssey about the journey of faith. Join us August 17th at the Stevenson Auditorium, 979 Middleton Street in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Showtime is at 3 p.m. For ticket information, go to thefaithofjobplay.com.
Rise and shine to the morning light. Sister MJ brings the truth so bright. Health and nature in every sound. Feel the rhythm, let's get unbound. From a higher we get our power. Every herb, every healing flower. Sister MJ shows the way. Naturally living every every day. Naturally you, naturally free, naturally living as God meant to be. Breathe the air that's fresh and pure. Nature's bounty is the cure. Sister MJ shows what's real in every word and every meal. From the mountains to the sea, every breath is harmony. Feel the beat and feel alive. With Sister MJ we thrive. Grains and fruits in every bite. Feel the energy, feel the light. Harmony in every part. Naturally you with all your heart.